There's Whitney. That's the person who originally wanted this. So I'm glad that Whitney is now here. So, all right. So the recording started. About to share my screen and go over Tacklebox with you guys. Feel free to interrupt me while I'm going through this if you have any questions, okay? So Tacklebox, just for a little bit of background, Tacklebox was actually, I believe, Charles's idea, Charles Rennick. And me and Dean kind of ran with it after that. But the idea for it is to have, for those of you who haven't noticed, for those of you who don't know, we're a little bit different at 1% List, where we want to create all of this content for you to use. Okay. And so it's almost pointless to have that content unless people know how to access it and can get to it quickly and easily and do things with it. And so at first we're like, hey, we need to make all this content. And everybody's like, hey, where's the content? We don't know where to get it. We don't know where to find it. We don't know how to do things. And so that was when Tacklebox was created. So Tacklebox can be found at tacklebox.1percentlists.com. So if you don't have that bookmarked or saved somewhere, do so, please. You log into it using your @1%list email, which we provide to you for free. And it's basically a Google-based ecosystem. Okay. So Tacklebox is based in Google. It's all designed around Google. In fact, what Tacklebox really is it's an intranet and a website that we built that will actually make a searchable website and a functional website just through Google Drive and YouTube feeds. Okay, so that's basically what we built. So logging into Tacklebox, mine might look a little bit different than you guys because I see all the franchise locations everywhere. But logging in, you should already be associated to your office. Okay. So whenever you log in, what you'll typically see is something that's more so this, as opposed to having all these states in front of you. And whenever you click, you should already be associated to your office. Now then, going through the top menu first, first thing we have is a boot camp. So I'll open up a boot camp so everybody can see what this is like. So for any new agent that joins, if we have a franchise owner here, we have that prepackaged email to send out to all new agents for their onboarding. This is in that. And so make sure they get that. But if you haven't gone through this, then go through the boot camp. The boot camp is not a masterclass on how to be a real estate agent or anything else. It's more like an intro to thinking about things a little bit differently and what it's like being a 1% list agent versus a typical agent. Okay. So if you haven't gone through the boot camp, highly recommend you do it. It's not going to be a huge time sink. It's like 30 minutes, 40 minutes of your time. Okay. Over here, we have onboarding. And so for the agents that are here, for any agent that ever watches this, when you click on onboarding, for our franchise owners, this is where you'll go to click email request. And this is where all of our agents get emails. Okay, so make sure you have a 1% list email because that's how you access these things. So if you're a broker adding a new agent, make sure you come in here, request them an email, and do all those things. But also in here under onboarding, you can book a meeting with me. You literally have access to my calendar where you can book a meeting with me whenever you want and ask for help with whatever else you want. You can also book a meeting with Sam Benson directly through here. Sam helps me teach and do some other things. So feel free to use those. Okay. If you feel like you're lost in the woods, then, I mean, you have an email and you have access to this. Literally, the only thing stopping you from doing this is just booking a meeting. Okay. Now then, videos like this will fall under training. So right now we're recording this. And so if you go under agent training videos right here, this is a YouTube feed. And this YouTube feed has all the content we've ever made. Now, look, I'm not going to lie to you. Most of it is, I mean, it's me, maybe me and a couple of other people having a conversation or talking about something. This is not the most amazing production stuff, but it's good content. Like how to create a targeted Facebook ad, how to do a perfect CMA, and how to deal with stale listings. Things like that. It's very, very interesting, good stuff. It's not made with, a director and a huge camera setup, but it's good quality things. And it's things that use, especially in a market like this, like using real estate commission savings as a tool to get deals done. That's about the most current video that you could ever watch, because everybody's dealing with high rates, but we're saving people money. How the hell can we leverage that to sell things faster? Watch that video. So yeah, lots of good content in here. Okay, so this video, once we're done, this will get saved, uploaded to YouTube, and then this will be in here later today. And we have all sorts of other things. There's training requests right here, where it's another area where you can book a meeting with me. I don't know if that looks like it's placed it properly. You might do that, but either I kind of like that being there too. So this is onboarding for new agents, but this is training. And under training requests, if you try to book an appointment with me, it'll literally ask you questions like, what are you struggling with? What do you need to learn? What do you need help with? Okay, so please use that. All right. So hi, Stephen Young. Stephen Young's our new guy up in Bentonville or Rogers, Arkansas. So welcome, Stephen Young. Thanks for popping on.
Hey, thank you.
So under here, you also have some accounting links. If you do not have a great CPA that has you set up as an S Corp, then all of you should write down on your to-do list, call Charles Rennick. Filing your taxes as an S Corp will save you so much money, it's ridiculous. Okay, especially if you're a good producer. So literally write this down, reach out to Charles Rennick. If you click on accounting, you'll find his stuff right here. He's the CFA for the company, and he also is a CPA. He's mine and Kelly's CPA. He's also the CPA for probably 30 or 40 agents at this company. He's a brilliant guy that knows a ton about real estate taxes, okay?
What does the S stand for?
The what?
You said S Corp. What does that mean?
S? That's a great question. I don't know what the S stands for, but let me loosely explain what filing as an S Corp will do for you.
Like it's different than just having an LLC?
Oh, tremendously.
Okay.
LLC is just a housing company for a business or entity. Okay. But then it's how you file your taxes. So all agents, unless you work for a company like Redfin and you take a crappy salary, pretty much every agent is going to be a 1099. So basically you are self-employed based off of what you make. So the problem with that is you have to pay a lot of self-employment taxes if you're a self-employed individual, because everybody else who just gets a paycheck, the government takes all sorts of taxes out of that check before you get the check. But if you're self-employed, you go to closing and you get a check for $5,000, there's nobody from the IRS there to take their chunk. And so you wind up paying a lot of higher taxes due to being self-employed. So basically what filing as an S Corp allows you to do is it allows you to take part of your salary and keep it 1099, but also take part of your salary and pay it to yourself as income, as if you're an employee. So imagine you could take your total income, chop it in half, and say only half of this is 1099. The other half of this is I'm an employee of this business, but I also am an independent contractor for my business. It will save you, as a realtor, it will save you a boatload of money. Okay. A lot. So definitely check into that. If you're not filing as an S Corp, reach out to Charles. Okay. Over here at the top, there's an agent directory where you can track all the agents across the country. If you ever need to send out a referral, there's tons. This is just condensed. There's like tons and tons and pages of people. Okay. Now then, one of the most important things we're going to get into this, like all this top tool down is very self-explanatory, but the next thing is huge. Social media shares. Okay, social media shares is like the #1 business driver for a lot of our top producers. So if you're new and you're not familiar with what this looks like, I'm going to pull up social media shares right here, and you'll see, okay, here's Stacia. This is what she did in April. Okay, so how did Stacia get? Well, let me keep going for a second. So here is Dean Hardy up in South Carolina. Okay, here is Indy Nebaker here locally just outside New Orleans. Here's Gina, different area outside New Orleans. Here's 1% List United. But as I scroll through these things, okay, this looks a lot like the one Stacia made, right? So you can tell the same pair of hands made it. Where all that comes from is social media shares. Okay. Under social media shares, you'll see almost a timeline of events of how things happen. Sorry. long day yesterday. My voice is shot. So under social shares, you'll see a timeline of events for a real estate transaction. So you'll see just listed, listing update. So a listing update is like, hey, I did a price drop, or hey, I'm doing an open house or whatever. Pending under contract. I mean, you got a contract on something. Just sold. Now look, the pending under contract, that could be a buyer. Okay. Just sold. So for the just sold, that's going to be, you just sold a property. Client testimonial, that's 5-star Google reviews, things like that. Productivity, the productivity things like this is huge. Okay, it is absolutely huge, sharing this sort of content. Here's an agent in Orange Beach. And the reason is because there's so many agents out there in the world that the public wants to pick the ones that are doing a lot of deals. They want to pick the ones that seem successful. Okay, so sharing your productivity, I can't overstate how big that is. Okay, because like literally the public will say, hey, you seem like you sell a lot of things. Whenever I want to sell something, I should hire you. It's literally how they think. For franchise owners, adding new agents, getting the welcome to the team posts, they're big. But basically what this is, if you think about our company, the knock on companies like ours is, oh, it must be limited service. Oh, they must not communicate well. Oh, I don't think it works. There's no way this works. Okay. So if all day long my agents are posting just listed, listing update, pending under contract, just sold, 5-star Google review, productivity things, then it slowly but surely erodes all the objections that the public has, which is, well, it must not work, or they're probably lazy, or they really don't care. But man, they sure are doing a lot of things every day for people that don't care. It's convincing the public just how good you are. I hope they don't mind. I'll tell you the Russell Group, who is killing it in Birmingham. Okay. One of their big problems before they came on board was they were awesome, but they weren't telling the world they were awesome. This is literally designed to do that. Okay. That is all the toolbars. Does anybody have any questions about the toolbars and everything that's up here? Okay. If it's not written down somewhere, write down anytime you do anything that's a status change in real estate. Have a good week. Anything else, I don't care if it's a good day, a good week, a good month, a good quarter, a good year. Come over here and get this stuff. Okay, because I guarantee y'all know somebody who's thinking about using us, but they think it's a scam and they think it doesn't work. When you share a client testimonial with a 5-star Google review on social media and they see it, it's like, well, man, if it's a scam and it doesn't work, why are those people happy with it? You have to start changing their minds and getting in. So that's the toolbar. If anybody's got any questions, feel free to ask them. Now then, let's go. I'm going to go into, I'll go into one of these. I'll go into United. So this is one of our offices. So if you belong to 1% List United and you log into Tacklebox, this is what you'll see. Okay. So going down through all these buttons. Okay. These buttons here will basically house different sorts of material and different things for you. So right here under digital, for example. Okay. So when I click digital, what we want you to think with digital is short format, Facebook or Instagram style content. Okay. It's short digital content for things for you to post somewhere. So if I click on someone like Carson Abear, okay. So I'll see things in here like this, very short, but catchy, smart video. Tell people selling your home, don't pay 6%. This is custom made for every single agent that works for us, with your cell phone number at the end, your picture at the end. I mean, it's that's what it is. And so a lot of people say, what should I do with this? Well, you can just post it, or you can come up here to training. And there's an agent training video showing you how to create a targeted Facebook ad in less than 5 minutes. So just taking your realtor hat off and just putting a marketing hat on, who would it be great to get that in front of? Well, there's a lot of home sellers that start the process. Virtually every home seller now starts the process by shopping for homes. So if you take a video like that, telling people don't pay 6%, I'm going to do a great job and charge you a much lower fee, and you put that in front of all the people that are shopping on Zillow and Realtor.com, guess what you're going to find? You're going to find a lot of people are buyers on there that need to sell before they can buy. Okay? So one of the things that we do from time to time is we will run a Facebook ad. We'll spend $3 or $4 a day in our local market, targeting people who are shopping on Zillow and Realtor.com to buy a house, but we're targeting them with our listing marketing material. Does that make sense to everybody? And this is things that y'all can do. It literally will cost you $3, $4 a day and 5 minutes. The video is literally entitled how to create a targeted Facebook ad in less than 5 minutes. It is incredibly simple. Okay, so simple little things like that you can do. So this is content for like short format video content. In here, you also have, you know, social media reviews. This is basically where your templates are going to be whenever you do something. So here's a template that they're using, our graphic design team is using to build Carson stuff. Okay, so when this is an actual share for Carson, but they'll reuse this and basically just recreate it for all of his new listings and new whatever, right? Okay, so a lot of your stuff is housed in here. So moving past that, there's your digital section. That's short format videos, and that's the areas that our graphic design team used to make the templates. Once I come over here and go to print, so once again, you have this all laid out by the agent's name. Okay, April Horn, Alicia Maynard, Carson Averill, so on and so forth. So coming down here to Carson, in here we'll see brochures. So here's brochures that our agents can print and go put in restaurants or wherever you want to put them. Some of these are kind of big and they'll take a minute to download. Over here we have everything from door hangers. One of the things I tell brand new agents is, hey, if you get a listing, right, keep door hangers on in your car. And once you get a listing, look around, and any house that can see your sign, put a door hanger on it, because they're going to see 1% list. They're going to wonder how the hell that works. So here's a super condensed, really to the point door hanger made for Carson's cell phone number. We get it. You don't want to pay 6%. All of our content is here saying why you should use us. Okay. Just doing things like that. Starting when the company was still in its infancy, I would walk neighborhoods and put door hangers on every door in the neighborhood. Okay. I used to do that. I mean, there's all kinds of just little things that you can do for damn near free. Going back in here, there's everything from listing, like there's flyers, there's postcards that you can use. All sorts of stuff is in this print section. In the main print section, so if you want to download our listing presentation, which a lot of people use, our listing presentations are all in here. Okay. Highly recommend you master this presentation. Highly recommend that. Okay. This listing presentation has a success rate for me at over 99%. Okay. There's videos in the agent training section of me delivering the listing presentation as if I was pitching you to sell your house. Okay. Highly recommend you watch that. Okay. You should never, ever, ever leave a listing appointment and not get it. Okay. You should get them all. That's the goal. Okay. So all your print content is there. Now then, coming over here to video. Okay. And there's cool stuff in here that is underutilized by people. So here is our FSBO video. So a lot of y'all probably don't even realize we made our graphic design team made a video with a voice actor designed to convert for sale by owners. Okay. And it's pretty high quality stuff. Okay. You can literally track the FSBOs on Zillow and other places and literally just shoot them a short text message saying, hey, check out this video. If you decide to hire an agent, I'm going to be by far your best option. I get it. You don't want to pay 6%, but you also don't have to deal with the stress of doing it yourself. Just talk to me. Okay. Things like that. Our listing presentation videos are made for each and every single one of our agents with their content right here. I love sending the listing presentation videos to people if I have an appointment. So like whenever I would have an appointment, I would send in the listing presentation video first, because I guarantee you will lose 2 or 3 deals a year because they decided on a whim to meet with an agent from some other company before they met with you, and they did a good job selling themselves and tearing you down, and you're going to lose a deal. If you send them this listing presentation video, just say, hey, can't wait to meet you on Thursday. Watch this video really quick. It'll be like a sneak peek of what we're doing. Short, real super short video. If they watch that video, odds of them going with somebody else before they meet with you is damn near zero. Okay, it starts tearing down all the industry norms. Okay, so all this content is there for you guys. All you have to do is go in there and download it, throw it on YouTube, and share it to people. Okay, there is so much video content and other stuff in here. Now then, moving on, we come over here to outdoor signage. Okay, under outdoor signage, there is all sorts of stuff. Everything from your yard signs, okay, to billboards. And a lot of our agents said, well, I want a yard sign with my face on it. And so we started making the ones that look like this. Okay. Everything that's in here, if you're a broker or an agent, every single bit of this is made by our graphic design team, and it's all based on your rules and regs provided by your broker to us. So if you need your cell phone number and the office number, like Louisiana does, then it's in there. Okay. So I can pretty well guarantee you're not going to get a fine for something being out of whack if you use the material that comes straight from us. Okay. So tons of different yard sign examples are in here. If you decide you want a billboard or whatever else, it's all in here, like just templates of stuff that you can do. We can custom make things for you, but this is all billboards where you can just download this and send it to a billboard company. Okay. Any questions about any of the top four: digital, print, video, and outdoor signage? Anybody got anything? Okay. Hope everybody's not asleep. Feel like I'm just up here talking. So logos and marks. Okay. If you just love doing graphic design stuff and you're just dead set on making stuff yourself, you can, but we have a brand and design guide in here saying, hey, these are our exact colors. Please use these colors. Okay. It's stuff like, hey, don't do this. Okay. Don't do this kind of stuff. Don't remake all of our stuff. Like, here's literally, this is the colors, the exact colors we use. This is the fonts we use and all those things. We highly discourage you from making your own content, but if you really like to do it, you're really snappy and quick at it, just make it look like what we do. That's all we ask. Okay. And it has, there's a meaning there and there's a reason there. If, we have copyrights and trademarks on all of our logos and all of our things, but if we have agents nonstop pumping out content where our logo doesn't look like our logo anymore, then we lose those rights. Okay, we lose all that stuff, and now we don't have a company for y'all to work at anymore because everybody can just abuse it. Okay, so please don't do that. Now then, under here, logos and resources. If you need a logo for sponsoring a kid's basketball team or whatever it is you're doing, here it is. All here. Okay, all of it is right here under logos and marks. Okay, all you gotta do is come over here and grab it and shoot it off. Okay. The only other thing we have in here is operations docs. Operations docs is like, it's things that, quite frankly, probably need to get updated, but it never hurts to see it. It's like, if you're a newer broker who's getting used to onboarding agents, well, here's the things you need to think about. Okay. Or if you're a newer agent, you're switching, well, what do I need to do? So here's the agent onboarding checklist. What all I need to do? Well, update your social media, update your voicemail, update this, update this, update this. Y'all be shocked at how many people we're going, and then a month later, I have to tell them, hey, you don't work for Keller Williams anymore. Do please update your social media. They just don't think to do it. So, yeah, the corporate docs and operations docs, I mean, it's useful. Okay, and it's not going to be groundbreaking stuff in it, but there's things where it couldn't hurt to take a look and say, oh, okay, now I get it. Here's the things. Cool. What questions does everybody have? Y'all are the quietest bunch I've ever seen. Somebody's got to have something. If you have a question completely unrelated to Tacklebox, feel free to. I don't think I'm that great of a presenter that I answer every question, but yes, I am.
Hey, Grant, I've got a question. So,
yes, sir.
I'm obviously like brand new to this company, and I'm really excited about it. I'm big on marketing and lead generation, and so we have so many digital assets and everything to use. I was wondering if there's any resources out there that kind of maybe go over like the ideal lead generation paths, because there's like a lot of paid leads, Facebook ads, Google ads, GLSA. There's just so many mediums. and you know, maybe there's people in this group that have had insane experience just by focusing on, you know, a handful of those things.
Yeah, I'd love for Trey and Justin to maybe jump in on this. I would lead off by saying this. There's two different routes you can go. Okay, just for start. There's the free stuff that we provide you, such as social media shares. And well, let me back up a second. There's multiple things you can do. All of them are either free, or they require work, or they require money. Okay, so there's your three different avenues. Now then, this is more of a personal question because it goes around you. It's like, if you tell me, like, if you say, hey, I'm a new agent that doesn't know anybody, like I'm an agent that moved from California to Florida, how do I get started? That's very different than an agent who comes to us and says, yeah, I already do 15, 20 deals, but man, I want to do 50. Okay.
Right.
All I got to do is make their ball roll faster. Making the ball roll faster is a very different thing than making it start to roll. Okay.
Right.
And so what I would say is, like, how many deals do you think you're going to do this year conservatively? Don't give me some crazy number. What do you know you're going to do? You know you're going to do 12, 15, 20?
I'd say probably 20.
Okay. So if you know you're going to do 20, the number one thing you need to do, okay, this right here is the backbone of what you're going to do. Because if you're already doing 20, just getting these social media shares, just listed something, put under contract, did a price drop, this is pending, this is sold, got a 5-star review, here's my productivity for the week. Just telling the world what you do will take you from 20 deals to 40 deals. Okay.
Okay, cool.
And it's totally free. Now then, if you want to double down on that, we teach people the 5, 5, and 5 thing. It's basically spend at least 5 minutes on social media every day, not just glazing your eyes over, but spend it with a purpose. Like figuring out, okay, well, it always suggests friends, mutual friends. If you see somebody, their profile picture is them in a suit, and they have 40 mutual friends to you, you should friend them even if you don't know them. And the reason is because now they're going to start seeing your content. And now they're going to start engaging in that. So just spending 5 minutes a day, sending out 5 friend requests, and posting 5 things to others. And it shouldn't be, you know, hey, look what I did, look what I did. It's like, hey, happy birthday to your kid. Hey, that's awesome, your kid hit a home run today. Or whatever else. Just getting a relationship of kind of trust there. And then they will start to see just how successful you are. Okay. So the backbone of what you do, social media shares. If you want to know, what would be your other easy wins, Trey? What do you think?
I'm going to say, you know, jump on Zillow, go to the for sale by owners, start dialing.
If you do that, you'll be as busy as you want to be. You will kill it doing that. So we have an office that literally moved to a new market and did 58 transactions their first year just calling for sale by owners, basically. They killed it with for sale offers. And I teach people how to do that if you want to learn how to do that, like with our scripts and our content and stuff like that. Trey is better than me, but I can help you with that as well.
Yeah, I would actually love that. I would love to get those scripts because I do dial and I use a dialer and everything. And yeah, that'd be awesome. Super helpful.
Yeah. I'll call you once we get out of this meeting. So there's that. The number one way to grow is FSBOs and expired and withdrawn. It's like, but there's so many agents that aren't good at it or they're not willing to do it. The next thing is just sharing social media posts. Every time you do something, share something. And then beyond that, if you want to do something kind of extra, you list a house, you send out 200 postcards to the area that you listed it. Okay. But make sure those postcards have your face, your cell phone number, all that stuff. But if you want to do something kind of extra, okay, then that would be the extra thing. And for any brokers who've gone through like our training class for brokers, you'll start to see things differently. And this is one of the things that overlaps that I think agents should look at. You got 2 different things here. You've got sales and marketing. Okay. If you're eating ramen noodles and peanut butter jelly sandwiches and you got 5 kids, you don't need marketing. You need sales. You need checks like today. But if you're doing 20 deals a year, I'm going to go on a limb, and I've seen your face. I don't think you got 10 kids yet. You know, so
No,
knowing your,
just two and a dog.
there you go. There you go. So knowing where you're at in life, knowing you're probably pretty secure, you got your stuff together. Long-term marketing and just convincing the world, hey, I exist and I'm your best option is a great way to generate sales long-term. It's the difference between chopping down trees and growing forests. Okay, FSBOs are great for chopping down a tree. It's that instant shot of adrenaline sale. But that long-term shooting out some postcards, doing some things like that, that's stuff that pays dividends. It's like putting money in your 401k. I hope that answered your question, Steve.
Yeah, no, that gave me a lot of good ideas. Thank you.
Yeah. And we'll do some FSBO stuff after this if you like, or we can do it during this if you like. It doesn't matter. What other questions do people have?
I have a comment on his question. My wife started sending out from Tacklebox the envelope that you can print for 1% list and the letterhead.
Mhm.
And she was sending those out. And I said, well, they're just going to throw it in the trash, you know. But we have gotten a lot of response to that. I think the impact of seeing that on the letterhead, they're opening it, and we are actually getting people calling us and not having to call them, and getting appointments now. And it's really working. I'm really impressed with that. She's pretty diligent about, and there seems to be a lot more FSBOs, I don't know, around here now, but it's working. FSBOs don't last long listing their own house, but they're still looking for value. And I'm telling you, that's working very well for us. We have 4 closings this week. And
Look, and Jim, it's awesome. And just a little bit of backstory, like Jim, and me and Jim haven't really talked about this, but where Jim found himself recently when he opened an office was the same situation I found myself in when me and Kelly started the company. And it's like, I'm the best game in town. I know I am. Why am I not crazy busy right now? And for a lot of people, they just got to understand, just give it a second. And a second is relative. So a second for Jim was like 3 or 4 or 5 months, where I guarantee you, Jim and his wife, who are lovely people, they're probably sitting there twiddling their thumbs going, what the hell? We should be drowning in deals right now. But you give it a second and you just kind of keep chipping away. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I have 4 closings this week. And now I'm looking at my pipeline that looks really big, you know, but it takes a second, you know.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. But to be honest with you, I've been pretty damn lazy too over the last few months. So there's a lot more that we should be doing. And the graphic team is redesigning a little bit of a for sale by owner video for me.
Mhm.
That's almost complete, that I plan on really blasting out. So, I mean, the potential is just unlimited, without a doubt. But anyway, that just for what it's worth, that letter thing is really working well.
Yeah. The simplest way to put this, and everybody can file this away in your brain somewhere. You are in the convincing the world you exist business now. You are not in the business of being better, smarter, cuter, whatever than the other 300 agents at your office. That's not your job. Your job is to let the world know you exist and you are a viable alternative. That is a very different thing than, hey, I'm the best agent in town. I'm the best agent in town. No, I'm the best agent in town. It's the game everybody else is playing. You're not playing that game. Okay. I tell people in a weird way, if there was 10 agents in a bar and 100 normal people, and one deal walked in where everybody knew that person was ready to sell their house, all 9 agents would swarm that one deal. I'm going to have a conversation with every other person in the bar about what I do. And over time, I'm going to beat the shit out of all of them. Because I'm not fighting for that one egg. I'm not fighting for that one deal. I'm fighting to let the world know we exist. Very, very, very different thing. Make sense? Alex, you had a question. What's up?
A while back, I don't remember what you had said, but if we're gonna run like a Facebook ad or something, you said like one is the correct thing to run and one is not. Like for one of my listings.
Okay. So if you're gonna run a Facebook ad for one of your listings, then what you need to make sure you do, and I'll share my screen real quick. So what you need to make sure you do is you're using the correct link to drive somebody to the correct place. Okay, so if I search 70420 and I find a listing. So here's a listing. So I click on that listing. I'm going to get a new URL just for this listing. That's the listing that you want to run. Okay. But for something like this, so if you want to grab this link right here, or if you run a Facebook ad, grab that link right there, even though it doesn't matter. But make sure you're running a link directly to that listing. And there's times for different things. Like there's a lot of people who think, oh, I run targeted Facebook ads, I boost them. Okay, so boosting things is not the same as running a targeted Facebook ad.
Oh, that's what it was, boosting.
Yeah. So let's think about this for a second. I just said, you can agree with me or not, but I just said, hey, we're in the convincing the world we exist business. So convincing the world we exist, that might be a great time to just boost an ad. Because when you boost something, who's going to see it is your friends and your friends of friends. That's who sees things when you boost things. It basically goes to your sphere. Okay. So when it comes to long-term marketing, growing the forest, so to speak, then you should be doing the boosting because that's good. When it comes to sales, if you're trying to convert it for sale by owner, you don't want to boost something because 99.99% of the people on social media are not going to have their house up for sale by owner at that time. So you need to go create a targeted ad that goes to people who are interested in for sale by owners. Okay, or run one of our listing campaigns targeting buyers. So when you're targeting a buyer, let's see if I can pull this up real quick. So this would be where you would want to go and grab this link right here. Sorry, I don't realize I want to change the screen. Grab this link right here, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to boost that because it's going to go to your sphere, your friends of friends. But understand in that situation, you're not trying to necessarily find a buyer for a listing. What you're doing is you're letting your sphere know, hey, I'm still active, I'm super busy, I'm doing things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on what your goals are with that thing. So to create a targeted ad, super simple things. Let's see if I can remember how to do this really quick. But we've got a video.
I think I've done the ads before,
Mm-hmm.
but I just couldn't remember. I remembered you saying a while back, like one of the things is not one that you should do a lot. And I guess it was the boosting.
Boosting, you have to be careful with boosting. Just because understand just ask yourself, what is my goal? If my goal is, hey, I had an amazing month and I sold a ton of stuff and I want to let my sphere know, go boost it. Go get a productivity share and spend $3 boosting it. Okay. But if your goal is to target a for sale by owner and generate more for sale by owner business, boosting it isn't going to help because when you're boosting it, you're just showing it to friends and friends. Okay. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
With that, you want the targeted audience. Okay. So simple things you guys can do. Did that answer your question, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're doing things like this is how you create a targeted ad through your Facebook business page. You can direct them to a website, you can get phone calls, you can do all this sort of stuff. But under this, when you start basically, I want to ask a question. I want to put more left. That's good. Yeah. So right here under audience details, this is where you can get really interesting. So like if I'm Stephen Young, okay, if I'm Stephen Young, he's up in Bentonville, Arkansas. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to target people in Bentonville, Arkansas. Okay, and I'm going to save that audience. Okay, well then what are they interested in? I'm going to target people who are interested in realtor.com, Trulia.com, Zillow.com. Because I know if somebody's interested in that, that means they're shopping for houses. Now then, Stephen, what do 7 out of people shopping for a house need to do in order to buy that house? They need to sell a house. So you can take our listing materials and target it to buyers. Now then, if I was a franchise owner and I wanted to start getting stuff in front of agents, what would I put in here? Oh, I want people who are interested in Zillow Premier. So if I have an agent that does 5 deals in a week, it's not a horrible idea to create a quick target Facebook ad saying, I'm going to spend $5 for 3 days targeting all the people who are interested in Zillow Premier. So looking at in Rogers, there's 37 to 43,000 people that are interested in Zillow Premier. What that means, that's going to be brokers, agents, lenders, people like that. It's a small group. Okay, it's not a ton of people. And you can even shrink that geography down. That's plus 25 miles. You could actually shrink that down dramatically. And really start targeting agents in your market and saying, man, look at this person. Look how many deals they did this week. Okay. And a bunch of agents will see that. Make sense to all you brokers out there? And I'm not even saying this stuff you have to do. I'm just saying it's all things you can do because you have Tacklebox and because we make content for you. Other questions? Who's got something else for me? Everybody good? All right. Steven, you want to hang out and talk about for sale by owners really quick? Steven still here? Is Steven good? Not gonna open this computer for you.
Sorry, I was walking around the house listening. Hey, so I have another meeting right after this, but yeah, look, if we could find some time today, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
So yeah, just you have my cell, right?
I think I do. Yeah, I'll double check. If not, I'll send you a message on Facebook.
Just put it in the chat.
Perfect. Thanks.
Cool. Nobody else has any questions, then I'll shut this down. But if anybody has any questions, last chance. Congratulations on an awesome week you've been doing. I know it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I did get a lead too from, I think, the corporate website was redirected the lead to have an appointment with next Tuesday as well. So,
Dude, I love generating listings across the country. I generated one in Chicago the other day.
cool.
Or well, one in Chicago, someplace outside of Rockford. But it's cool getting listings. We had a couple. I think we had at least one that we sent to Whitney. Whitney's here. She's up in Jackson.
Yeah,
people
I
here.
got it and listing it this weekend.
Sweet. Yeah.
Yep.
I love it. And I appreciate all you guys for making this possible. But I think we're probably the only damn company in the world that gives away listings. And I freaking love it. I wish I had 1,000 of them to give away. Whitney, did this help you with Tacklebox?
Yes. And just to chime in a little bit, I'm really good at generating business, and for sell by owners, I get on Zillow and I look, you can search for sell by owners specifically on there. And so I just text people. I'll get their phone numbers on there. I text them, call them, but I'm horrible at marketing my success. I'm really, really bad. So I'm looking forward to really looking at this Tacklebox and using it because I could probably do 5 times the business I do. I've got 4 deals, going right now, and that's with just, organic leads and growth. So I'm looking forward to using this. So I appreciate you doing this. I really need to. Like he said, I've been lazy. I've just been kind of resting on. So I really need to get in there and get back to work.
Look, it's one of those things where and. Like the Russells are literally the dictionary perfect example of people that are like killing it. I'm talking about Justin and Bethany. They started meeting people. They were doing so good. And honestly, Whitney, you would be a good example of this as well. Like you're the great, amazing agent that does a ton of deals that nobody's ever heard of.
Right.
And it's like that's a damn shame because
I know.
So many people will hire an agent based off of how good and how productive they think they are.
Yeah, I know. I've got the one that's under contract right now, which was my first deal here with 1%, is actually a client that this is the 4th house that I've sold to them or for them. So if I would just, tell people, it's amazing what I can do.
Right here, I'm going to pull it up one last time. Social media shares is where you should
Right.
networking.
Right.
It is literally once agents start doing 20, 30, 40 deals a year with us, they will see organic growth every single year.
Right.
Just due to sharing their successes, not even
Right.
spending any money.
Right.
Hey, Grant, you know the corporate website, 1% list.
Yes.
How does it rank like in this area for like Google searches when somebody's looking for value? Is that something that we could get on the top of the Google search or?
So I can tell you, our corporate website has somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 million backlinks to it from other real estate sites throughout the world. Talking about us, mentioning us, and talking about what we do. It's one of those things where the corporate site, and here's another way to think about it. And for the record, this is why we give away leads for free, because it's kind of cheating. The corporate website we've been investing tons of money into for going on 7 years. And so I've tested this in Denver. If you search 1% list in Denver, you find me, you do not find our Denver office. Okay. And it's probably going to be the same thing in the market. So what your website is designed to do at franchise level is when you are getting deals, you're sharing links to your website. Oh, I just listed this house. Here's a link from my website. Okay. What the corporate website is designed to do is be seen nationally. And so if you think about what that means, so like, all right, so you got the McDonald's Golden Arches that you're driving down the street. Well, you can pull in there and buy a burger, but you also might see a McDonald's truck going down the interstate or a McDonald's billboard, or you might see a McDonald's commercial on TV. You can't get McDonald's immediately in that situation, but they still want it to be seen there. And so the whole thing is, when you get a listing, if you share it, you generate a lead that goes directly to you from your site. You need to have that capability. But who's to say somebody won't see your sign and then get a door hanger from you or get a postcard or whatever else, but then they Google it. Who are they going to find? They're not going to find you. They find me. Or if they go on vacation, they're definitely not going to find you because Google knows they're not geographically close to your office. And so they're for sure going to find you. And so that's why we understand you guys are continually marketing and branding yourselves. If that lead winds up trickling up to us somehow, we're going to shoot it right back down to you. Does that make sense? I hope I'm a very long-winded answer to your question. What else we got? LD, you here? How's Missouri? Are you gaining traction, buddy? You might not be here. You might not know how to unmute it. Cool. What other questions do we have? Anything?
Sorry, Grant. I was trying to find my unpause button. Man, I'm trying to grind. I'm trying to get in that first, few months where I'm just rebranding myself and just trying to get loud, So I'm trying to be patient, but it's getting frustrating. But there's a lot of good ideas that I picked up from here. I just got to do it, make it a focus every day.
It's tough. Even if you don't like calling, just texting for sale about one is huge.
I don't mind calling. It's just, I got to stay focused and just grind on it.
It's tough. I tell everybody who gets into real estate, and I'm not saying you're new to real estate, but I tell them all, like, the greatest thing is the freedom, and then the worst thing is the freedom, because nobody's going to make you be disciplined.
Yeah. Well, I guess the biggest frustration is because I see the value in the deal, and I see these things go pending, and I see the savings that I could be giving people, and it's so I'm just creating an impatient scenario for me. So
it's annoying as shit, and I can remember being there in 2016, 2017, and Jim Jones was there 6 months ago, and it's like, I know I have the best restaurant in town, but nobody comes. Like, right. I know this should be working, but it's not. And the answer to this is either you're not trying hard enough or be freaking patient, especially in this market where inventory is low. Okay. And I know that's so hard to say, and it's even harder to hear, but it's so true. It's just like, dude, give it a second. Keep trying to give it a second.
Oh yeah. I'm not going anywhere.
I appreciate you. Okay. Cool. Anybody else got anything? All right, I'm gonna
Just
sign off on here. Yeah, what you got, Alice?
I just submitted my first thing on Tacklebox.
You just did what?
I submitted my first little thing on Tacklebox.
Hell yeah. Good for you.
Now I know how.
Make it a habit. Make it a habit. Cool, I appreciate y'all. Looking forward to seeing anybody who makes it to the Crawfish Bowl. Justin, are you and Bethany coming to the Crawfish Bowl?
We won't be able to come.
Okay, I understand.
When is that?
It's tomorrow at noon.
Oh, okay.
No excuses, buddy. You're only like 3 hours. No, you're like 6 hours. You're like 6 hours.
Man, I wish I could. I went that one time. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be a good time. Me and Alex, I kind of lost my voice because we had a big party last night at Arena Title. So I didn't get home till about midnight last night. We left.
What
there.
did you do?
A bunch of us went to walk-ons after.
Oh my Lord.
Opened up a tab, so to speak. Whitney, are you guys going to come to the Crawfish Bowl?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We can't.
Understand. Well, if anytime y'all can make it, please feel free. We'll also have an amazing Christmas party every year, which I hope people make it to.
Yeah, we'll try to make it to that.
Yeah, Christmas party is a great time. I told some people last night that I got some ideas in my heads for party. Like, call me crazy. I want to throw a party where everybody dresses up like they're 90 years old and we get drunk and play bingo. Like, I want to do that so bad. And everybody just looks at me and you're like, you're so weird. But I was like, no, this would be great. I want to throw a Halloween party this year. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that we're planning on doing. So anytime you come down, it's just don't plan on working if you come here. Plan on a good time. Cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you guys are coming tomorrow. And if you ever need anything, you know how to get me.
Thanks, Grant. Appreciate it.
Guys,
Thank you.
Thank you.
all right,
Thanks, Grant.
Bye.